goes, and it's a solo homer for Matt Olson to get the party started in the desert on this Thursday night.
Again, where do you want this pitch? You want it in the bottom half of the zone. That's where that four-seam fastball was. That allows Matt Olson to get the barrel to it, and he smoked it.
So Atlanta with a 1-0 lead.
I don't know that any other second baseman in baseball attempts that play.
No way.
David Fry! He's looking at Quan saying, maybe I need one of them gold gloves.
Bregman picks it up. Out at first. Nice play by Alex.
You can't run on Ellie? Not that close. Come on.
What a play at the corners for the Cardinals infield.
Diving attempt by Dubon. He's got it up on his feet. Cuts it loose. That's in time. Great play.
Church catch up against the fence.
The dive, and he caught it. He laid out and made the play. The second good play by Nathan Church.
Made the catch. Wow. Oh, what a play. Yes.
Put a star next to that play. Xander gets to it. Spin. A nice play on the back end by Gavin Sheets as well.
Oh, yes, he did. What a great play by Angel Martinez. He did it again. He just bookended his day with another dynamite acrobatic catch. Made the catch. Troy Johnston with a diving catch ends the ball game.
I'm going to go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
Crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
Colton Cowser, and rounding out the card, Kobe Mayo at third base. On the mound today, Chris Bassett will pitch for the Orioles. Michael Wacha wrapping up his warm-up tosses. Here are the 7 gloves and a DH behind him. The third baseman, Michael Garcia, who had the great read on the pitch down in the dirt that provided the walk-off win for KC last night. Bobby Witt Jr., the standout shortstop, Mr. Missouri himself, will bat second. Vinny Pasquantino hits third at first base. The veteran DH, the captain of KC, Salvador Perez, in the cleanup spot. The young catcher is Carter Jensen. He bats fifth. Michael Massey hit his first home run of the season last night. He's the second baseman. He'll bat sixth. Jack Caglione in right field will bat seventh. Major League veteran Lane Thomas in left field hitting eighth. And Kyle Isbell, the center fielder, will bat ninth for the homestanding Royals. On this Earth Day, dusting the soil off of home plate today, the crew chief, Adrian Johnson. The umpire plate clean is presented by the Maryland Center of Excellence on Problem Gambling. If you or a loved one have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 12 in a row, 7-game road trip, the final of a 3-game series. It all comes to an end here today for the play-by-play story. To kick it off, Brett Hollander.
Yeah, and we've had a weird 2 days here, Wags. It'd be nice for the Orioles to go home with a win, salvage the road trip, get a series win here, just be a game under 500 before tomorrow's off day and beginning a homestand Friday evening in downtown Baltimore. The veteran Michael Wacha off to an amazing start this year, going to work against Gunnar Henderson, and it's a strike one to begin the ball game, a four-seam fastball at 92, 0-1 to Henderson. Henderson, Ward, and Beavers due up for Baltimore in the top of the first. The 0-1, breaking ball, and that's a strike two. Right on the outside corner, 0-2. The first inning is brought to you by Jones Junction. If your vehicle needs service, stop by Jones Junction, any make or model, online at jonesjunction.com. Michael Wacha comes home. Henderson takes low. A changeup that was down, and it's 1-2. Looks like the sun is trying to poke through the clouds above Kauffman Stadium. Not quite as warm and not quite as sunny as the first 2 games of this series. But we'll take it here in April in KC. The 1-2, Henderson, a cut and a miss. Couldn't get to an elevated cutter. Gunner's down on strikes, and there's 1 out in the top of the first. This Orioles team really struggling offensively to begin ball games. I think that's what makes last night's loss all the more frustrating. It was a rare early lead, an extremely rare early multi-run lead for the Orioles. Taylor Ward takes a strike, 0-1, and Michael Wacha doing what he usually does, which is pounding the strike zone. The Orioles have scored 3 first-inning runs all season long. That is the 4th fewest in baseball. Kansas City's only scored 1 run all season long in the first. This pitch, a heater outside. Off the plate, 1-1. 34-year-old Michael Walker making his 5th start. He's 2-0 with an ERA now below 1. The 1-1 inside to Ward. It backs him up 2-1. Just 13 hits allowed in 27-plus innings and only 3 earned runs. Opponents hitting just 146 against him. The 2-1, a slider breaks away, and it's 3-1. His worst start, and it wasn't that bad, was his last start, April 17th against the Yankees in the Bronx. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and 97 pitches. He was non-decisioned. The 3-1, fouled at home plate, 3-2. Only 1 earned run allowed for Walker in his first 3 starts. He begins today, 2nd in baseball in ERA. The 3-2. Ward hits this to the gap in left center field. Lane Thomas is on the run, and that's down for a base hit off the base of the wall in left center, and rolling into second base with a stand-up double is Taylor Ward. That was stung. And Ward did not miss going out by much. And he's in scoring position with just 1 out in the top of the first. Taylor Ward with his major league leading 13th two-bagger. And an RBI opportunity here for Dylan Beavers. Right on left in the pitch. Beavers clocks this. Center field and deep. Kyle Isbell's back. He's way back there in center, and he makes the catch of the wall. Ward goes back to tag from second to third, and he will get there standing. Whoa! A long fly ball out to the deepest part of the ballpark off the bat of Beavers. And although the fences are in at the corners around the poles here at Kauffman Stadium, gap to gap, it is still one of the most spacious ballparks in baseball. 2 outs and a runner at third.
Spacious, and he played in the biggest part of it, too. Still 410 feet to the base of the fountain, and that gigantic video board in straightaway center field. Credit Isbell, too, racing back and getting to a spot to make a play.
He's been really good this series, both offensively and defensively, as Alonso takes it inside for a ball, 1-0. No score, top of the first. Ward is on at third base with 2 outs. Mentioning Walker, that ERA, second best in baseball. He's 5th in whip, base runners per inning, and 4th in batting average against. Alonso, deep right center field. Isbell's on the run at the gap, and that baby is gone. A home run for the Polar Bear, and it's 2-0 Baltimore. Well, that looks more like it. Pete Alonso goes out towards right center, and the Orioles grab a 2-0 lead. His 3rd of the season, his 3rd as an Oriole, and 3 consecutive big swings by Baltimore, a double, a deep fly ball out, and that was classic Pete Alonso.
That was a thing of beauty. Opposite field drive, just arcing its way towards right center field from Pete Alonso, who has success in his long career against Waka.
Samuel Basallo takes a strike, and it is 0-1 to Basallo. That has to feel good for Alonso. Wave and a miss at a changeup, 0-2.
That has to feel good for that entire dugout, the way the last couple of nights have gone.
So the Orioles get some early offense again. And the power has come on these last few games. Basallo called out looking on strikes. A four-seamer down the middle, and Basallo's retired, but a powerful first inning for the Orioles. A double off the wall by Ward, and then a 2-run homer for the Polar Bear. Orioles have a 2-0 lead going to the bottom of the first on the Orioles Radio Network.
As a proud sponsor of the Baltimore Orioles, PNC Bank is a big fan of the game.
Schlittler, 25 years old. He spent the season until June in Double-A last year, then moved up to Triple-A, and he was called up to the Yankees on July 9th, and what a difference he made. Swing and a miss. Gets him on the sinker. Swing and a miss. That's the sinker. 4 strikeouts in a row, 8 on the game.
I don't know that any other second baseman in baseball attempts that play.
No way.
David Fry! He's looking at Quan saying, maybe I need one of them gold gloves.
Bregman picks it up. Out at first.
Nice play by Alex. You can't run on Ellie. Not that close. Come on.
What a play at the corners for the Cardinals infield.
Diving attempt by Dubon. He's got it up on his feet, cuts it loose. That's in time. Great play.
Church with a great catch up against the fence.
The dive, and he caught it. He laid out and made the play. The second good play by Nathan Church.
Made the catch.
Wow. Oh, what a play. Yes.
Put a star next to that play. Xander gets to it. Spin. A nice play on the back end by Gavin Sheets as well.
Oh, yes, he did. What a great play by Angel Martinez. He did it again. He just bookended his day with another dynamite acrobatic catch. Made the catch. Trey Johnston with a diving catch ends the ball game.
Yeah, Pete, the big two-run homer. And top of the first, the Orioles have a 2-0 lead on that Alonso homer. The Orioles have now hit 25 home runs this season, and the home run count is brought to you by Ground Loop Geothermal. This season, not all the magic is on the field, but under. Let the ground you walk on heat and cool your home. Chris Bassett going to work against Michael Garcia in a strike one to begin the bottom of the first. 2-0 Orioles before KC comes to bat. Rubber game of 3 so far on an overcast day in Kansas City, Missouri. Bassett making his 5th start and the 0-1. That's low for a ball. 1-1. The 37-year-old right-hander, Chris Bassett, had his best start of the year in Cleveland. That was on April the 17th. 5 innings that were scoreless. 4 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts in that game. The 1-1. Breaking ball is popped up, shallow left. Racing in is Cowser, out is Henderson, and Henderson backpedaling in short left, makes the grab, 1 down. So 1 out, bases empty. Here's Bobby Witt Jr. You can tell the players are talking about picking up the ball in the overcast skies. And I have to be honest, Wags, when I have looked at these fly balls to begin this game, I'm having a hard time picking it up with this backdrop.
Feels like the glare is significant, especially.
Witt takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1.
If your line of sight goes above the ballpark, I think it really makes an impact.
Yeah, you saw Henderson and Cowser trying to figure it out. Shades on, shades off. You're going shades on.
Shades on, baby.
I might join you there. The 0-1. Witt, a broken bat roller and a foul ball up the first baseline. It's like the 5th completely shattered bat we have seen here in Kansas City. That thing exploded. Bits and pieces of wood and lumber and kindling all over.
I mean, the big end of the bat stayed at home plate. The shrapnel went up the third baseline.
Orioles bullpen could use some length today. Several relievers are likely down. Both of these bullpens really had to empty it out these last 2 days in close games, and we have seen nothing but leverage moments here in Kansas City. And the Orioles lead the planet in games decided by 3 runs or less. The good news is, off day tomorrow, off day Monday. But boy, would a win today be nice for the Birds. 0-2 to Bobby Witt Jr. as Chris Bassett, the veteran right-hander, comes home. Up and away for a ball, 1-2. Now Bassett, he's coming off of his best start, but it has not been a good start. He's 0-2 with a 6.19 ERA, and he's only covered 16 innings. He's given up 23 hits, the league hitting .343 against him out of the gate. And what's really baffling is the walk number. The 1-2, line down the right field line, on the run Beavers, and you'll get there. Beavers made a nice play, got a good read on that one. Towards the corner and right, if that gets by him, it's big trouble with Witt. A line out that was sharply hit to right, and there are 2 down. The Orioles going with their best defensive outfield today with Cowser in left, Taveras in center, Beavers in right. And that's what you want here at Kauffman Stadium. 2 outs, bases empty for Vinny Pasquantino. Chris Bassett comes home. Pasquantino squares around a bunt. He pulls back and takes a ball. Not sure where that missed. No challenge by Basayo. And I can't believe the big guy was going to bunt. 1-0 to Pasquantino. The third baseman, Mayo, basically playing traditional shortstop right now, so tons of real estate on that left side. The 1-0, no bunt sign here, and a strike. And Pasquantino is going to challenge it.
The ball, the batter's challenging that pitch.
So it's either 2-0 or 1-1? And the answer is that was a ball. Pasquantino was correct, and it's 2-0. Yeah, the walk numbers for Bassett.
Call is overturned, Kansas City.
This is someone who only walked 2.7 batters per 9 last year, Wags. So far this year, he's walking 6.2 batters per 9. That's not Chris Bassett in his long major league career. The 2-0. Pasquantino drives this deep to right field. Beavers can watch it fly on out. A solo homer off the bat of Pasquantino, and that cuts the Orioles lead in half. 2-1. Baltimore out in front.
Sinking fastball from Chris Bassett. That was middle, and then crushed. Out of here in no time, flat above the wall in right field. And it didn't have a lot of life on it either. But holy smokes, you just can't miss in that part of the plate to a guy that makes his living hitting him out of the ballpark.
Salvador Perez, who's the DH today, takes a strike with a two-seamer, 0-1. He fell behind 2-0. It's been a lot of falling behind. It's been a lot of walks. And there has been hard contact against the right-hander Chris Bassett. Now a 2-1 game, bottom of the first here at Kauffman Stadium. Inside. Almost hit Salvador Perez. Basayo couldn't handle it. Not sure what happened there, but Basayo is going to make a slow walk in front of home plate. Did that get Basayo? Or is he giving Perez extra time? 1-1 to the batter.
That was a very awkward finish to that pitch from Chris Bassett. He's talked the last couple of weeks about his struggle.
Oh, they were crossed up.
They were crossed. That hit the umpire. That went right off of Adrian Johnson, by the way. Looking at the replay, we get a clearer view from the center field cam.
There was some miscommunication there between Bassett and Basayo. This is a slow roller off the bat of Perez towards Henderson. The shortstop gloves it. Fires low to first base. Dug out by Pete Alonso. Nicely done by the Polar Bear, who's hit a 2-run homer and just saved Henderson an error. And after one, the Orioles have a 2-1 lead. KC gets one back on the Pasquantino homer as we go to the second on the Orioles Radio Network.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town.
Dude.
Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
Jim Thorpe's resume reads like a work of pure fiction.
So he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He got Olympic medals for the decathlon and the pentathlon.
He's the greatest at
I thought
I
was an athlete, Lindsay. Thorpe finished his Major League Baseball career with the Boston Braves in 1919, where he played alongside an outfielder named Les Mann.
He invented this particular projector.
And this is not all he's done, right?
He started championing to get baseball into the Olympics. He finally succeeded for the 1936 Olympics, which was held in Berlin.
The German government had discouraged other nations from sending Jewish and black athletes.
We sent over Jesse Owens, and we sent over Mac Robinson, Jackie Robinson's older brother.
Trailblazers like Thorpe and Robinson certainly lit the way for countless others to follow. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Down on a great way to experience Orioles baseball this season. Get a Birdland membership starting at $2.99 for 16 games. Get ultimate flexibility and swap games out. Guaranteed giveaways, discounts at the merch and concession stands, plus $12 parking. A Birdland membership is the best and most popular way to experience Orioles baseball. Go to Orioles.com/memberships.
All right, Ben Wagner, Leody Taveras leading off in the top of the second, and he takes a curveball down and in 1-0. Two teams that do not score in the first inning, score 3 times combined in the first inning today. Low to Taveras, 2-0, 2 home runs, a 2-run shot from Alonso, and then a solo homer from Pasquantino. O's have a 2-1 lead with Michael Walker going to work against Taveras, and Leote hits this in the air to right. A few steps to his right is Caglione, and he makes the catch, and Leote's retired.
Man, that ball was just in enough for Walker to salvage that as an out. That was a good cut. That was a great swing, and Leote Taveras has blossomed to life on this road trip, too.
He's been great, and Jeremiah Jackson, the batter now, he's been great all year. Those two guys have carried this offense. Jeremiah takes a strike on a slider 0-1. So Walker, 34 years old, now in his 14th season. This is his 293rd Major League starts. Little tapper back to the mound, fielded at the base of the mound by Walker on to first base, and Jackson's retired. 2 up, 2 down for Walker in the second. This is his 3rd season with Kansas City. And like Bassett, eerily similar, he's had an act 2 in his Major League career. He was hanging on by a thread in Major League Baseball between 2019 and 21. An ERA over 5 in that span, but since his age 30 season, he's been better. A strike on the inside corner with a 4-seamer to Cowser, 0-1. Since his age 30 season, that was his season in Boston, 2022, 111 starts. He has a 50-27 record and an ERA in the low 3s. High to Cowser, 1-1. 19th overall pick by St. Louis back in 2012 out of Texas A&M, and he burst onto the scene back in 2013. The 1-1. Cowser gets jammed and fouls it back at home plate, 1-2. It's a very similar career path to Bassett, although Bassett did not have the early hype and the hot college pitcher status coming out as a first-round pick like Walker. But 2 veteran pitchers on display here. Cowser, a chase at a changeup, and he's down on strikes. A bounce-back inning for Walker. He gets the Orioles 1-2-3 in the second. It's 2-1 Baltimore as we go to the home half of the second here in KC on the...
I don't know that any other second baseman in baseball attempts that play.
No way.
David Fry! He's looking at Kwan saying, maybe I need one of them gold gloves.
Bregman picks it up. Out at first. Nice play by Alex.
You can't run on Ellie? Not that close. Come on. What a play at the corners for the Cardinals infield.
Diving attempt by Dubon. He's got it up on his feet. Cuts it loose. That's in time. Great play.
Church with a great catch up against the fence.
The dive, and he caught it. He laid out and made the play. The second good play by Nathan Church.
Made the catch.
Wow. Oh, what a play. Yes.
Put a star next to that play. Xander gets to it, spin, a nice play on the back end by Gavin Sheets as well.
Oh, yes, he did. What a great play by Angel Martinez. He did it again. He just bookended his day with another dynamite acrobatic catch. Made the catch. Troy Johnston with a diving catch ends the ball game.
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Two to 1 Baltimore. Both teams have homered. Now in the bottom of the second, Chris Bassett going to work here against Carter Jensen, the young local product and catcher today for Kansas City, and their catcher of the future. And a big night last night, leading off against Bassett here in the bottom of the second. Ball up and away, 1-0. A 2-seamer that missed. Kansas City's off to a rough start. They snapped that 8-game losing streak yesterday, but they are a high expectations team. Their 8-16 as play begins today, and a big slow curveball's in there for a strike, 1-1. Remember a couple of years ago, we shouldn't even mention it, but they did beat the Orioles in the wild card series in Baltimore. The 1-1 pitch. Another slow hook, and this one's just nub foul off the bat of Jensen towards the third base coach, Vance Wilson, who picks it up 1-2. Last year, a few steps back, still a plus 500 team and in contention most of the way. But they love their young core, but they're out of the gate very slowly. And one thing I love to hear from Craig Alvarez, it's my favorite line of his, fastball just missed, up and away, 2-2, is development is messy. It's not this perfect trajectory. You have a lot of good young players like Witt and Caglione and Pasquantino. It's not always you're going to get better and better. Oftentimes you might get better, then you might get worse as the league adjusts and as players learn to deal with failure. 2-2 to Jensen. Bassett's pitch. Inside corner, just missed off the plate. 3-2, the count is full. Just underway in the bottom of the second. The 3-2 pitch from Bassett. O's ahead 2-1. Breaking ball down and in, he walked him. Not tempting enough. A leadoff walk surrendered by Bassett. Yet another walk for Bassett this season. He has covered 17 innings and he's walked 12 batters. Michael Massey, who had the big game-tying home run off Rico Garcia in the 8th last night, he will bat now. Mayo in at third. Alonso holding Jensen on, and a swing and a miss. Late on that fastball was Michael Massey. We were chatting about Bassett before the game with Masson analyst Ben McDonald, and he really narrowed everything down to 2 pitches for Bassett. 0-1, swing and a foul ball off of Basayo. 0-2. And now Adrian Johnson, the home plate umpire, is going to give him some extra time. They have clipped Basayo maybe in his glove, right on the wrist area around it.
I think it got him on the base of the wrist where the palm finishes going into the wrist, and that jams you when it thuds the glove like that.
The 0-2, outside for a ball, 1-2. But if you look at Bassett, who has an 8-pitch mix, his 2 fastballs, a sinker and a 4-seamer, opponents coming into today are 18 for 43 against those 2 pitches. That's a .419 average against all of his other pitches, just 5 for 33. The 1-2, breaking ball in the air to shallow center, freezes Taveras. Now he walks back a few steps and he makes the catch. And there's 1 out. Massey's retired. Jack Caglione, who homered in Game 1 of this series on Monday, and what a shot it was. He will bat. That was his first home run of the year. Alonso holding Jensen on at first. Bassett delivers. Breaking balls low. 1-0. I mentioned this. 2 veteran pitchers, about 25 years combined of major league experience today between Bassett and Walker. And a combined age wags not too far off from this broadcast booth. Don't get to say that very often. The 1-0. Breaking ball hit to the right side. Jeremiah Jackson fields the ground ball on the edge of the outfield grass. He has 1 play. That's at first base. Caglione retired. And Jensen advances 90 feet to second. No shot at a double play there. 2 away. And here's Lane Thomas, the veteran outfielder. The combined age of Walker and Bassett, 71 years and 351 days. That is the second oldest combination in baseball this year for 2 starters against each other. Of course, any outing that involves a Verlander or a Scherzer will usually take the prize. Runner at second, 2 down, 2-1 Orioles, bottom of the second. Lane Thomas in the box, and that's in the dirt, blocked by Basayo, 1-0. Thomas making his first start of this series, an offseason ad for Kansas City. Had some good years, particularly with Washington a few years ago. Bassett checks on the runner at second. His pitch, a breaking ball's popped up, shallow right. Jeremiah Jackson calling for it. He walks back 2 steps, and he makes the catch. And Chris Bassett has a scoreless second. Kansas City After a leadoff walk, strands a base runner in scoring position, and we're 2 complete in KC. It's 2-1 Baltimore.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
It is a 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
Now Technologies. We keep Baltimore businesses in the game.
The Truist Club is the newest private all-inclusive experience providing a year-round platform to host clients, reward teams, and stand out in a crowded marketplace. No planning, no logistics, no stress. Just show up, offering prime home plate views, combining the atmosphere of the most iconic ballpark with a premier game day environment. Learn more at Orioles.com/Truist Club. Orioles have a 2-1 lead now in the third, and in for the play-by-play. Here's Ben Wagner.
All right, thanks a lot, Brett Hollander. Long balls featured early on here in KC today. Pete Alonso with a 2-run shot and a solo from Vinny Pasquantino. Michael Walker rocks and fires, righty on righty. Kobe Mayo lasers one to the third baseman, Michael Garcia, who hangs with it, and a backhanded grab right in front of his right knee. Self-defense on the hot corner by the retreating Garcia. Mayo has blistered a couple of balls here in KC. That was a screamer. Low and on the backhand, handled by Garcia, 1 down. And now 5 in a row retired by Waka. Left-handed batting, Gunnar Henderson takes a breaking ball in the inside corner for strike 1. Gunnar started the ball game off Waka going down on strikes. One of 3 that the veteran right-hander has fanned today. And a cue shots one up the third baseline, just foul by about a yard, skipping past the third base bag. Not a lot of success for Gunnar Henderson against Michael Walker in his young career. Now just 2 for 18 lifetime. But there are a couple of bats in here that Craig Elbernaz has in that have had a lot of success, and one is already homered off of Walker. The 0-2, swinging a foul back. Chase the elevated fastball. No balls and 2 strikes.
Walker's on this great run, but the Orioles hit him really well last season, particularly in an outing here in early April the 5th. That foul ball went right off the face mask of Adrian Johnson. Now all the umpires are going to gather around Adrian Johnson to make sure he's okay, and the trainer is out for Kansas City to make sure he's okay.
He's been battered twice today. That cross-up got him right in the left shoulder and pectoral area, and now this foul ball went right off the eye slit of his umpire mask.
But you know it's going to have to go into some sort of protocol here. Adrian Johnson, the veteran umpire and crew chief here.
All 3 umpires from the bases jogging in and in conversation. Brock Ballou from third, Quinn Wolcott, and Paul Clemens. And now they break and they run to their places on the diamond. Adrian Johnson cleared the protocol with a member of the medical staff from the Kansas City Royals.
I was making the point about Walker last year. Orioles won a game 8-1 here early in the season. I remember it well.
0-2 to Henderson. Swinging a fly ball, right center field. Hit pretty well. Caglione veering off into the alley, stays with it, and makes a basket catch on the move. As good a swings that we've seen against Michael Wacha, that ball just got into right center field and died. They're 2 down.
But looking back at that box score, there's only one Oriole from that game about 12 and a half months ago that is playing in today's game, and his name is Gunnar Henderson. And in that game, Henderson went 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, but the Orioles beat up on Wacha.
Working out of the windup, the pitch to Taylor Ward. That bounces away from the backstop. Carter Jensen for ball 1 on Ward.
I guess my point is this team, for injuries and other reasons, has turned over quite a bit in the last 12 and a half months.
It's just not the same for a couple of reasons. The 1-0 to Ward paints the knees, a called strike, and it's 1-1. And, of course, injuries is where you can lean. Orioles have 13 members that would be on the active roster currently on the injured list. The good news is some of them are getting healthy quick. 1-1. Curveball low. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Andrew Kittredge, Keegan Aiken. They're on the fast track, working in the bullpen right now in the minor leagues. 2-1 to Ward. Down and out. 3 balls and 1 strike on Ward, who doubled his first time up. 0-2, Royals 1. Wacha working out of the wind. The pitch. In tight for ball 4. Well, the Orioles pick up a 2-out base runner here in the 3rd inning and bring up Dylan Beavers. That free pass is brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Get out of pain and back doing what you love at the Good Feet Store. Go to goodfeet.com to find a store near you and book your appointment. Taylor Ward's aboard for the 2nd time this afternoon. Let's see if Dylan Beavers can square one up again. Big curveball rides high for ball 1. Beavers was in the midst of 3 consecutive very good swings and a lot of loud contact by the Orioles back in the 1st inning. Taylor Ward had the double in front of them. The ballpark held the drive in straightaway center off the bat of Beavers, who swings and misses past the off speed. And he was the count of 1-1. And then Alonso, of course, went the opposite way and dropped it in front of the fountain that continues to flow. I love the backdrop here at Kauffman Stadium. The 1-1 pitch, fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and you heard the words of encouragement in the background coming from that 3rd base dugout of swing it, Beavs. That is really a big point of emphasis. Verbal reinforcement, verbal encouragement, and sometimes, discouragement as well. Hey, don't do that. Don't chase that. Stop making that pitch. 1-2. In the air, up the left field line. It'll hang up for Thomas. Moving over to his right. He's there, puts it away for out number 3. Orioles turned aside here in this scoreless 3rd inning. We've played 2.5 here in the Show Me State. It's 2-1 Baltimore.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just mailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game, these games, all the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Couple of 1st inning home runs getting us started early in Kansas City today. It's 2-1 Baltimore, courtesy of Pete Alonso. His 3rd with the O's. Vinny Pasquantino also launched his 3rd, a solo home run for KC. competitions or regular play helps a guy, he pushes that aside. You can help yourself by the cage work, by batting practice, by the routines defensively that the Orioles go through to get better every day.
Pickoff look at second base. Cowser gets back to the bag with a dive. Bobby Witt, 8-9 feet back of Cowser, so no real pickoff attempt. 2-1 to Gunnar. Henderson is 0 for 2 so far today. The pitch. Gunnar pops this up. Off to a right and foul, and it will be out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Henderson's average now 194. He's still among baseball's leaders in homers with 7. He is in a rut starting before this road trip. Now 4 for his last 36 with just 3 walks and 2 extra base hits. The 2-2, Gunnar takes a ball down and away, and it's 3-2. Said he does not like hitting in Cleveland, and historically has not hit well here. So Gunnar looking for home cooking back at Camden Yards. Cowser, after a leadoff double, he leads at second base. 3-2 to Henderson. Here's the pitch. Gunnar fouls this off Perez. The catcher taking a beating today. Hunched over back in the dish is Salvador Perez. Or I should say Denny Jansen, not Perez. The catcher today. So used to seeing the Royals and thinking Salvi behind the plate. Denny Jansen, I apologize. That makes sense now why the ABS was wrong on the challenge. It wasn't Perez. He caught yesterday. Yeah, they're mixing it up more here now. Jensen definitely the catcher of the future. The 3-2. Gunnar hits a sharply foul back at home plate. And it remains 3-2. That pitch count now for Walker at 67. Both of these bullpens taxed after 2 really excruciating games. Leverage for every pitch. Henderson takes a called strike 3 on the inside corner. No challenge from Gunnar. He walks back to the Orioles dugout. And now they're 2 outs after a leadoff double by Cowser. And that was a dotted 2-seamer on the inside corner. Ward doubled and walked, having a good day against the righty Walker. Ward pops this up foul out of play off to the right. On 1 to Taylor Ward. Cowser leads from second. The pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Jensen, the catcher. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now it was a curveball by Walker. RBI opportunity here. Tie run at second base. The pitch. Ground ball slowly hit to the left side. Deep in the hole is Witt. He fires to first base, and it is an out by a half a step. Witt waited for that one deep in the hole at shortstop. It was a long throw.
I don't know that any other second baseman in baseball attempts that play.
No way.
David Fry! He's looking at Kwan saying, maybe I need one of them gold gloves.
Bregman picks it up. Out at first. Nice play by Alex.
You can't run on Ellie? Not that close. Come on. What a play at the corners for the Cardinals infield.
Diving attempt by Dubon. He's got it up on his feet. Cuts it loose. That's in time. Great play.
Church with a great catch up against the fence.
The dive, and he caught it. He laid out and made the play. The second good play by Nathan Church.
Made the catch.
Wow.
Oh, what a play. Star, yes.
Put a star next to that play. Xander gets to it. Spin. A nice play on the back end by Gavin Sheets as well.
Oh, yes, he did. What a great play by Angel Martinez. He did it again. He just bookended his day with another dynamite acrobatic catch. Made the catch. Troy Johnston with a diving catch ends the ball game.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
3-2. Royals lead this game, bottom 5. Big inning here for Chris Bassitt, trying to go 5 for a second time this year. It looked like he had really settled in, and then Kansas City scored twice in the bottom of the 4th, and they did it on 4 hits. They actually stranded 2. Top of the order do up for Kansas City, and a strike 1, a 2-seamer on the inside corner to Michael Garcia. 0-1. Garcia, Witt, and Pasquantino with Baltimore down a run, but frustrating for the Orioles after a leadoff double by Cowser, and they could not score. A very slow roller foul up the third baseline, and it's 0-2, picked up by Mayo in foul ground. Time for the Johns Hopkins Medicine out-of-town scoreboard. And on this Wednesday afternoon in Major League Baseball, Houston at 9-16, bottom of the 8th in Cleveland, they have a 2-0 lead. Top of the 2nd in Anaheim, Blue Jays 0, Angels 0. Later this evening in Boston, Yankees and Red Sox will face each other. Max Fried on the mound for New York, and Ranger Suarez will go for the Red Sox. And is tonight the night for the New York Mets? The 0-2 pitch, high, 1-2. They have lost 12 in a row. Lost again last night, blew a 3-0 lead. They have the Twins tonight at Citi Field. Right now, New York is 7-16. The pitch, a called strike 3. Garcia caught looking. Third strikeout for Bassitt, and there's one down in the bottom of the 5th. And now Witt Jr. will bat with 1 out and the bases empty. Figure this, the Mets are 7-16, and the Phillies 8-15. These are 2 spending juggernauts, and they are right now by record 2 of the worst teams in baseball. Inside to Bobby Witt, 1-0. I can't get over the National League Central. All 5 clubs are well above 500. I mean, the Pirates are in last place. They're 13-10, 2 back of the first place Reds. The 1-0. Ground ball, and it's backhanded at third by Mayo. Long throw across the diamond, and it can't be corralled by Alonso, and it's going to be an infield hit by Witt. What an effort by Mayo, who started at first base yesterday, across the diamond today at third. He had to go well back of the bag at third base, made a strong throw with the fastest base runner, or one of them, running. You'd think Witt would have beaten that by plenty. Had Alonso caught it, I think Witt is safe, but it was a bang-bang play.
He slowed down just a little bit because he noticed Pete was stepping across the bag to take that in foul territory.
There's bad news, Vinny Pasquantino, and this pitch runs away, 1-0.
But we have seen Bobby Witt Jr. over the course of his young career change games with his legs. We saw it on display earlier on a bang-bang play that he was up the first baseline at 31.3 feet per second.
There goes Witt. The pitch is a ball, and Basayo can't get a handle on it, and Bobby Witt has his 9th steal. He's in scoring position with the Royals up by 1. You knew that was coming up a run.
Sure did.
That's a huge run out there.
We told you he can change the game with his legs. Kobe Mayo doesn't get to that ball. It's a double easily for Bobby Witt Jr., and maybe he's thinking about getting to third, too.
And Pasquantino's having a day. He was due for one, but he's homered, and he's doubled, and he's scored twice. The 2-0, up and away, ball 3. Not even close, and it's 3-0. No action in the Orioles' pen. Bassitt's at 75 pitches. But you do not want to see Kansas City extend this lead any further. The 3-0 pitch. Pasquantino taking all the way, and he takes a strike, 3-1. That's the Johns Hopkins Medicine out-of-town scoreboard. For more than a century, urologists at Johns Hopkins Medicine have pioneered breakthrough treatments for conditions such as prostate cancer, erectile dysfunction, and kidney stones. Learn more at hopkinsmedicine.org/urology. The 3-1, inside to Pasquantino, ball 4. I'm not sure if Bassitt wanted anything to do with him today. First and second with 1 out. Yeah, double play back in order.
It looked like the intentional, unintentional walk, didn't it?
Well, a good double play candidate here in Salvador Perez, the DH today for Kansas City. You have the dangerous Carter Jensen, the catcher on deck. First and second, 1 down. Bottom of the 5th, 3-2 Kansas City. The pitch. That is fouled back and out of play off to our right, 0-1. Big spot in this game right now. Especially with two depleted pens. The 0-1. Ground ball hit to the left side. Mayo has it to second for one. Relay on to first, make that two. A double play. Chris Bassett pitches around past Quintino, and he gets the veteran Salvador Perez to roll into a 5.
I don't know that any other second baseman in baseball attempts that play.
No way.
David Fry! He's looking at Kwan saying, maybe I need one of them gold gloves.
Bregman picks it up. Out at first. Nice play by Alex.
You can't run on Ellie? Not that close. Come on. What a play at the corners for the Cardinals infield.
Diving attempt by Dubon. He's got it up on his feet, cuts it loose. That's in time. Great play.
Church with a great catch up against the fence.
The dive, and he caught it. He laid out and made the play. The second good play by Nathan Church.
Made the catch.
Wow. Oh, what a play.
Or yes.
Put a star next to that play. Xander gets to it, spin, a nice play on the back end by Gavin Sheets as well.
Oh, yes, he did. What a great play by Angel Martinez. He did it again. He just bookended his day with another dynamite acrobatic catch. Made the catch. Troy Johnston with a diving catch ends the ball game.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code GLOVE to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Chris Bassett induces that much-needed double play ball, and it was brought to you by Slocum Law. At the Mike Slocum Law Firm, we're tough because tough gets you more money, over $1 billion so far. Injured after an accident? Call the Mike Slocum Law Firm. Orioles down a run, now in the 6th. Here's Ben Wagner.
Right, thank you very much, Brett Hollander. Birds come to the plate with Dylan Beavers leading it off against the veteran Michael Wacha, who fires, and the first pitch is popped up a mile high to the new third baseman, gliding over the bag. There's Nick Lofton, now veering back into fair territory, makes the play, and there's one down. We saw Matt Quattraro pop out of the dugout in between innings and visit with home plate umpire Adrian Johnson, and he pulled out the lineup card, and that's your indication that something's going on. And then Michael Garcia didn't come out to play third base. It was Lofton coming out with a glove in hand, and he went to third, so he now occupies the leadoff spot. Pete Alonso takes a curveball downstairs, ball one. So Lofton at third, Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop, Michael Massey, Vinny Pasquantino at second and first. Ball one pitch. Fastball's in tight on Alonso, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Pete got the Orioles on the board with his third of the year. Opposite field, 2-run home run in the first. In the bottom half, Pasquantino left the yard. Fastball from Wacha up and in. 3 balls and no strikes. And then a couple of runs in the 4th inning. RBI single by Carter Jensen and Lane Thomas. Got the Royals in front where we're at now here in the 6th, 3-2. Wacha's 3-0. A strike. No, it's high. That's ball 4. So Alonso will grab another free pass. Board for the second time today. One out base runner for Samuel Basayo. Left-hand hitter is struck out and popped up. Wacha deals. Spins high, ball 1. Well, right now would be a great time for the Orioles to grab one of those multiple inning games against Michael Wacha. They've done it 4 times in the career. Swinging a foul back by Basayo. The only team that has hit more home runs against Michael Wacha in his career, the Chicago Cubs. which by nature you would think all those years in St. Louis and a lot of head-to-head play, even going back to where division foes met 19 times, unlike the balanced schedule now where division opponents meet 13 times head-to-head. 1-1. That's high at the hands. 2 balls and 1 strike. So the Cubs have the most home runs collectively against Michael Wacha in his career. The next, the Orioles have launched a dozen home runs, and so have the Milwaukee Brewers. The 2-1, swinging a foul back. So if you were to look at it on non-division opponents, which the bulk of your career might be spent playing against, the Orioles have had tons of success if you were to compare game by game power numbers against Wacha. Right-hander fires, and Basayo wands one into right field. That's down for a base hit. Cutting the bag at second and powering down goes Alonso. He'll only take it 90 feet on a single yanked to right field by Samuel Basayo. His 3rd hit of the road trip.
He's so strong that he doesn't need to barrel anything to get it to the outfield. That was a really good pitch. That was a changeup. You couldn't have placed it any better if you're Michael Wacha. It was a ball down and away, and he just gets a little bit of wood on it and lines it into right center field. That is a rare talent, even in this game.
The hits that he had the other night in that comeback were phenomenal. Very similar. Expanding the zone, making contact, but the strength yanks it into right field. Taveras takes down an away ball 1.
And his overall plate coverage. He is in rarefied air as far as body, strength, and ability.
Which, he's a massive human being. Taveras takes a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. But to do what he does with the skill set he has at 21 years of age against the repertoire both of velocity and flat-out spin and placement like we see from Wacha, swinging a foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It is that rare air that he's playing in. First and second, 1 down here in the 6th. Royals a 3-2 lead. Taveras now 5 for 20 on the road trip. Switch hitter on the left. The 1-2. High and tight with a heater. Bends out of the way, even in the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wacha now at 85 pitches. No action behind him in the bullpen, which has been a scary situation in decision-making for this Royals coaching staff. 2-2. Curveball line to the gap in right center field. That's down for a base hit. Alonso getting the wheel from Buck Britton coming down the third base line. The throw goes to third. It's offline, and sneaking into second on the throw to third is Taveras. The Orioles have tied the game with his RBI base hit here in the 6th. It's a 3-3 score, and the pressure's going to keep coming. Basayo got a great read on that ball, taking it towards the alley, even though Caglione cut it off. And he possesses a really good arm. Basayo put his head down and motored towards third base. 2 in scoring position, and still 1 out.
Again, not a bad pitch. That was a curveball. That was at the bottom of the zone. Maybe it hung just enough, but Taveras swung at it like he knew it was coming. Just a really good approach here in the 6th by the Orioles. We saw this early in the game as well.
1 out double by Taylor Ward set up the 2-run home run by Alonso. His 1-out walk here in the 6th inning, followed by consecutive base hits, Basayo and Taveras. It's now 3-3 here in the 6th inning. Ryan Sweeney, the pitching coach, calls the huddle around the mound before Jeremiah Jackson comes to the plate. Infield playing halfway in the middle, deep at third. The pitch into the dirt and stopped by Jensen.
Now Basayo is not fast at third, so if Jeremiah Jackson gets it into the outfield, it probably has to be at least medium depth to get a sacrifice fly.
I would say at least, especially if it's to center and right. The 1-0. Poured over for a called strike on Jackson.
It looks like Kansas City's going to push back the left side of the infield, third base and shortstop about halfway. Now same on the right side.
Jackson's 0 for 2 today. And he swings and he lines one to the gap in left center field. That's down for a base hit. It'll drop the distance in between Thomas and Isbell. One run is in. Here comes another run as Tavares scores. It's a 2-run soft single by Jeremiah Jackson. The Orioles have tallied 3 runs here in the 6th, and they've taken a 5-3 lead in Kansas City.
Well, it's
what
not
a job
always
of
about,
hitting.
Sorry, Wax. It's not always about exit velocity, because that one was just dunked in there right off the end of the bat again. But contact plays, we've said that all road trip long, contact plays personified here in the 6th for the O's.
4 consecutive men to the plate, 3 are in. Jackson with a 2-run single. He now has 19 RBIs on the year, leading the Orioles in run production. And he just knocked Michael Wacha out of this game. Matt Quatraro, the manager, with the second mound visit here in this 6th inning. So with Colton Cowser coming to the plate, the Royals have to dip into the bullpen. Birds have finally flipped the script here in this 3-run 6th. They've got a 5.
Bryce Harper will lead things off as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. That one's hit well. Out toward right center field. It is gone! Home run, Bryce Harper. First of the year. It's a 5-3 game. That was a pretty swing.
That's the way you turn on a ball.
I got to believe that felt just absolutely wonderful for Bryce Harper. He needed that.
It's only the 3rd hit in 24 at-bats, but that's 425 feet.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so. A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Were hurting, I knew the day wasn't going to be easy. But since I started wearing Good Feet arch supports, I'm back to feeling my best. And my feet, well, they've never felt better. Don't let plantar fasciitis slow you down like it did me. Try them for yourself with a free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com.
This 6th inning is being brought to you by PNC Bank. Patience is a winning strategy in baseball and in banking. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Right-hander Eli Morgan out of the bullpen will face Colton Cowser, and his first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Cowser is the 6th hitter of this 6th inning, in which the Orioles have produced 3 runs to grab a 5-3 lead over the Royals. Colton doubled his last time up. Morgan deals and a swing and a miss at a changeup. No balls and 2 strikes. Michael Wacha leaves the book open. The runner at first, Jeremiah Jackson, who delivered the go-ahead 2-run single, belongs on his ledger. The Orioles posting more hits and more runs than any other opponent against Wacha this season. The 0-2 swinging a line drive up the right field line. That's a fair ball. A base hit into right field, stroked by Colton Cowser. Jackson motors to third. They're on the corners again for Baltimore here in the 6th. The hits keep coming. Doesn't matter who's on the mound for Baltimore. And these Bird bats facing him here in the 6th inning. 5 consecutive batters have reached. Colton's got a 2-hit afternoon. He had a sharp double back starting the 5th inning. The Orioles couldn't do anything with that leadoff 2-bagger. But here he extends the 6th. Runners aboard at first and third. And Kobe Mayo, the hitter. He came to life last night. The pitch for Morgan. Fastball over for a called strike 1. It was the best ever exit velocity in the major leagues and the furthest that he's ever hit a home run in the bigs. Off the bat at 114 miles an hour, and it soared straight up the left field line at 439 feet. A titanic blast. 0-1. Swinging a high fly ball. Deep left field. That ball is way, way, way out of here. Oh, my goodness. I mean, he may have bested what he did yesterday. Another 3-1 home run by Coby Mayo. A 339-footer yesterday. Forget that. 452. Wow. It is 8-3 Baltimore, erupting for a 6-run sixth. Mayo's homered in back-to-back games. Morgan deals to Gunnar Henderson. Swings and fouls it back, strike one. Man, oh man. Does this ever feel good for everybody in traveling gray in that third base dugout? They have finally broken through. They have erupted in the middle stages of a game. Ground ball, middle of the diamond. Witt hustles to his left, picks it up on the second base side, and throws out Henderson at first base. 2 down, and here's the 9th hitter of this 6th inning. Coby knew it on impact. Lane Thomas knew it as it was soaring over the fountains and into the seats. Woo! That's big time right there. Pitch to Taylor Ward. Fastball over for a called strike.
Wags, the Orioles still need 12 outs to secure a victory today, so let's not get ahead of ourselves, but you leave Kansas City feeling good about Cowser, Mayo, and Alonso. That's big.
0-1, fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes on Taylor Ward. Cowser's at-bats are better. The results are better. Coby Mayo springing to life. Homered in his first at-bat yesterday. His first at-bat today with a hard lineup. Remember that one? A screaming line drive to third base. Ward takes in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. All starting to come together for the Orioles. About 100 at-bats into the regular season. 1-2. Breaking ball, pounded into the ground, hopping to Witt. The shortstop fields and fires to first in time. Orioles get 9 men to the plate. 6 will touch it. And none louder than Coby Mayo's 452-foot blast to the bleachers above the fountain in left field. And it's 8-3 Baltimore midway through the 6th on the Orioles Radio Network.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
Check him out. He has his uniform on upside down with the shoes on the hand, and it looks like he's walking on his hands. Has his cap hanging down. That's supposed to be his head. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
This ball is launched to right. Dom Smith, a deep blast. And Atlanta with a couple of solo homers and a 2-0 lead.
How about the location? That's elevated. It's 97. A little bit of cut to it, a little bit of vert. Exactly where he wanted it. But Dom Smith doing his homework and ready for it and crushes that one to right.
A no-doubter for his second of the season.
On Sunday, April 26th, this coming Sunday, celebrate Family Sundays at the ballpark. Bring your whole family out to Camden Yards and enjoy a variety of activities, including player and coach autographs, mascot meet and greets, live entertainment, Kids run the bases and more. Plan your Sunday at the Yard at Orioles.com/tickets.
First pitch to Carter Jensen. Sails outside. That's ball one. Royals bat in the bottom of the sixth inning after the Orioles erupt for a 6-run sixth, leading 8-3 now. Jensen's had a nice day at the plate. Bassett deals. And a fastball knee high on the inside corner. Evens the count of 1-1 strike. Jensen's walk, singled home a run, and come in to score. One. Curveball fouled away at home plate. 1-2 strikes. Chris Bassett has been given everything that he needs in this game. A 5-run cushion, now working in the sixth. He can go out and fire strikes. Sixth inning is his. And maybe, if he's efficient this frame, perhaps the seventh. Bullpen's a little depleted today. 1-2, so that sails outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Likely Ynier Cano, Anthony Nunez, Tyler Wells, and Albert Suarez available in the bullpen. And right on cue, Albert Suarez starting to loosen up beyond the wall and right. 2-2 coming. Fastball in the air, straightaway center field. Sprinting back to Veras. Edge of the warning track. Turns around. It's over his head and gone. 6th home run of the season for Carter Jensen. His big day continues. His massive series continues. He's got his second hit, 3rd time aboard. And a solo home run gives him 2 runs and ribbies here this afternoon. And the Birds looking for a shutdown inning. Just served up the long ball.
Yeah, very frustrating, but you do have to throw strikes here. You're up by 5, but this Kansas City lineup, they're way too talented for what they've been the first 3.5 weeks of the season.
Michael Massey steps in, takes a called strike from Bassett.
They've certainly put a lot of pressure on the Orioles these last few days. They've not done well in runners in scoring position opportunities.
0-1. That's launched out to deep right field. Bieber's retreating. That ball is over his head. Short hops the wall. Speeding around first. Massey digging for second, and he's in there, popping up with a double. Loud contact on consecutive swings. The home run by Jensen, and now the double by Michael Massey. When we got to town, I told you coming back to the broadcast booth ahead of airtime, being in both dugouts, KC, who had lost 6 in a row coming into this series, and then spending time in the Orioles side, I said it's like we're having the same conversation in both dugouts. 2 teams not firing on all cylinders, a lot of expectations, and everybody kind of trying to figure out why.
Well, it's a lot of young players that were struggling. Pasquantino, Caglione, Massey. I mean, Jensen is going to be a terror, I think, in the American League.
There's the 23-year-old Jack Caglione. Cuts and misses the pitch by Bassett for strike 1.
But it's this up and down nature of development, and just because you did it in your rookie year or in your second year, it guarantees you nothing where you are today in modern baseball.
Orioles with a 4-run cushion. Royals here in the 6th. The pitch. Ground ball, middle of the diamond. Diving stop made beyond the bag by Henderson. Pops up, goes to first, in time. Got the out. Massey will take third on that quick skipper in the middle of the diamond. Nice play by Gunnar Henderson. An all-out dive, pulling him to the second base side in a long throw.
Oh my goodness, did his team need that? Did his pitcher need that? It looked like Kansas City was about to grab even more momentum to get back in this game, and it was snared by Gunnar Henderson. I think that's it for Chris Bassett.
Skipper Craig Albernez on his way out to the mound. Albert Suarez had been loosening since the start of this 6th inning. Now, we'll see if what we get today, like we got last night, and that was a stern look at his starting pitcher, Shane Baz, and then he eventually left Shane Baz in the ballgame. That's not going to be the case here. Point's been made, Suarez coming in, and this call to the bullpen is being brought to you by Jones Junction. If your vehicle needs service, stop by.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them
Not a
like
problem.
they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Bonds would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Backups. Because when it comes to your technology, downtime isn't an option. Call NTI at 410-844-4222 or visit nowtex.com. Now Technologies. We keep Baltimore businesses in the game.
Orioles had a couple of options to dip into the bullpen. It is not Albert Suarez. They elect for Yennier Cano, who had just gotten up prior to the pitching change. He inherits a runner at third, and Cano out to face Lane Thomas, the number 8 batter. And this today might be a multiple inning assignment for Yennier Cano. 8-4, Baltimore on top. We're in the 6th, 1 out. And Cano deals, and Thomas swings and taps it away foul for strike 1. Very interesting to jump into the mind of manager Craig Albernaz, his conversations with Drew French, how they want to navigate getting through Lane Thomas, Kyle Isbell at minimum, and then you've got Lofton, Bobby Witt Jr. coming around. Oh, 1. Fouled away again at home plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Cano on the hill working here in game 3 of this series.
Now Tyler Wells is warming up in the Baltimore pen. Even the guys who haven't pitched are fairly overused right now.
0-2 coming. Slider down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Cano did not get in the game yesterday, but he warmed up. Wells pitched 2 on Sunday and then had to get loose in a hurry in the 12th inning on Monday, and was even getting loose last night. So he has had a baseball in his hand for 3 straight days, which you rarely see in the modern game.
Cano pitched on Monday night here in KC. The 1-2 pitch in tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lane Thomas.
Yeah, something tells me right now they'd love to get the game in the hands of Anthony Nunez. Suarez was warming up when it was a 5-run game, but now it's Cano's turn.
Runner at third, and a pitch is popped up. Shallow center field. Going back to the bag is Massey. He's got good speed. Taveras makes the play. He throws towards the plate, and the runner powers down. Good throw by Leody Taveras, and that ball was in a 50-50 position. Massey not comfortable charging down the third base line, just stopped himself. There's 2 away. And, man, this would be a huge win if you could minimize the run production in this 6th inning after the leadoff home run by Carter Jensen, and immediately followed with a Michael Massey double. Carter Henderson made a diving play behind Chris Bassett. That was the final challenger he faced, and Cano gets the first man that comes up to face him. Here's Kyle Isbell. The pitch. Down and in, ball 1. On Monday night, he took over in the 8th and got a great play from his third baseman, at the time Blaze Alexander, on Bobby Witt Jr., speeding up the first base line on a ball that he topped. At the time, it was a 1-2-3-8 and kept it 1-0. Swinging a foul off to the left. 1 ball and 1 strike. And maybe not talked about enough in the Orioles' comeback in that whole scenario, in what was a 1-0 ball game. They had only 1 hit going into the 9th inning. and then, of course, they go on to win it in 12, was the way that the Orioles maneuvered their bullpen to still win that game. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a hot shot up the right field line, screaming down the fence, and gone. That is a fair ball, and gone. Kyle Isbell is having the series of his life against the Orioles. Third home run on the season. It's a 2-run shot. And this game has drawn closer. It's 8-6, Baltimore. He got one middle third and teed off. And now the card turns. Nick Lofton, who subbed in defensively first plate appearance against Cano for Michael Garcia, and he takes a called strike one. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive, caught on the backhand by Mayo at third base. He's out. He shows the umpire the baseball holding up for Brock Ballou, letting him know that he caught it on the backhand fly. That will retire this side as Lofton lines out, but some damage done with the big flies. Jensen, the solo home run.
What in the world happened to Mike Sims?
Looks like he's hurting a little bit.
He really does.
Something inside the batting helmet.
Look at that.
Maybe he got a Q-tip stuck in there or something.
He is obviously in a little bit of pain.
It
was a bug. It looked like it was a pretty good sized.
It was a moth,
varmint, too. Look at this.
It's a live moth.
Wow, we've seen it all now.
Breaking ball lined into the gap in right center and in for a hit.
And that was a botch of what should have been a single.
It sure was.
Went right off the heel of Teoscar Hernandez's glove when he boxed it.
I mean, Torkelson threw a baby overhand. He couldn't catch it.
How about that? First ball to the rookie making his major league debut. He loses it in the sun.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Dylan Beavers will lead off the seventh inning for Baltimore. 9 men came to the plate in the top of the sixth inning. Orioles scored 6 times. They gave 3 of them back. And now it's an 8-6 Oriole lead. Eli Morgan stays aboard, and Beavers takes inside. That's ball one. Posed by a pair on a busy day at the plate. The pitch. Outside corner, called strike on Beavers. 1 ball and 1 strike on the Orioles' number 3 hitter today, and it's hitless. Deep fly ball his first time up to straightaway center. Fly to left in the third. And then a nice play made by Lofton. Here's one. Corked into right field, a base hit. Cut off on the backhand by Caglione in the corner. Beavers wants the extra bag. He's racing to second, and he'll beat the play. Second double of the season for Dylan Beavers. There's a reward for all that loud contact, a leadoff double. And hopefully the Orioles on a march to get those runs back.
And these two offenses, at times tepid this season, they've erupted on this Wednesday afternoon. Tons of homers, extra base hits, and base runners. 19 combined hits between these two teams already today.
14 total runs. And a lot of action on the bases. Runner at second. Here's Pete Alonso. And he jumps on the first pitch, and he just missed it. Popped it up right over the bump. Who wants it? 3 men converge, 1 from the corners, 1 from the plate. It's Pasquantino from first base handling it. And Alonso is out number 1 here in the 7th. Taylor Ward, Dylan Beavers with doubles. Home runs by Kobe Mayo and Pete Alonso. And then on the KC side, Pasquantino and Massey both have 2 baggers. Pasquantino also has a home run, along with Carter Jensen. Not allowed contact today. There's Samuel Basayo. The pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike 1.
That's a huge run out there at second base because you really want to stem the tide here. I mean, the Royals just grabbed momentum back after you scored 6 in the top of the 6th inning.
O's 8, Royals 6. Basayo's 1 for 3 today. Morgan brings it home, and it's high and tight. 1 ball and 1 strike on Samuel Basayo. Basayo, a couple of hits on Monday night. Came off the bench to pinch hit yesterday and ended up playing first base. Behind the plate today. 1-1. Popped him up. Shallow in center field. Isbell sprints in. Witt and Massey go back. Isbell calling from center on the charge. He makes the play. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification over the Orioles Radio Network. With Brett Hollander, I'm Ben Wagner. Ryan Leschko at baseball control. Jim Roop up top behind us. Orioles baseball on the radio today. Top of the 7th inning. Birds on top 8-6. Runner at second and 2 out. Leody Taveras, the batter. The pitch. Fastball's up and away, ball 1.
If the Orioles can't knock in Beavers, it would be the second time this game they've wasted a leadoff double.
Want to know the count. Morgan set. Exhales. Looks back at second once. Now to the plate. And a fastball in the inside corner, a called strike. Leadoff double from Colton Cowser back in the 5th inning. Leadoff double here in the 7th. And 2 away. Taveras has had a nice afternoon at the plate. And he swings and he shoots one up the first base line, foul. Not by much either. First base umpire having to spring out of the way. 7th inning is being brought to you by the Maryland Mortgage Program, 7 Steps to Home Ownership. Start your journey at mmp.maryland.gov. Those will go back home. Off day in Baltimore tomorrow. Red Sox in town Friday. 1-2 to Taveras. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup. He's down on strikes. Birds squander the leadoff double here in the 7th inning, and now we stretch here in Kansas City, Missouri. 7th.
The wind is really blowing. Dust and papers swirling onto the field. All-star ballots like a mini tornado out there. This will be a wonderful night for the grounds crew.
Well, you never know what you're going to see.
No, the players all turning away from that wind so they won't get the dust in their eyes. This looks like a scene out of a Humphrey Bogart movie.
Matthews getting the start in left field tonight.
That ball hit well to left center field. Forget about it. Bryce Matthews by the home run pump. He hits his 5th Major League home run. That was a no-doubter. Well over 400 feet.
434 over the gas pump in left field and into home run alley for Bryce.
That was pummeled.
He may be number 0 on the back of his jersey, but he's number 1 in your heart. Wow.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
be one of the first 20,000 and score an Orioles hockey jersey presented by Lido Pizza. Buy your tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets. Yennier Cano out to work after the stretch. Bottom of the 7th inning where the Orioles have an 8-6 lead here in Kansas City. Big moment in this game. Cano won against Bobby Witt Jr. The pitch. Swinging a high fly ball straightaway center field. Tavares back. Ballpark will hold it. He makes the catch in front of the track. Bobby Witt Jr. soaring one to straightaway center field. Just missed it off the end.
Hey, Wags, the On the Farm report is presented by Royal Farms. Don't forget your Orioles Cup next time you fill up at Royal Farms. Enjoy discounted drinks all year long, only for O's, only at Royal Farms. Big night last night for High A Frederick, a 13-5 win over Wilmington. Ike Irish, 2 more hits, 2 more runs batted in. He's now hitting .333 with an OPS near 1,000, and then Wahiwa Aloy, one of the best infield prospects.
Austin Slater swings and misses at a slurve that hit him, and he is down on strikes. That's marginally embarrassing.
Pete's going to make sure the hair is in decent shape. That moved the rally cap to the other side of the head.
Oh, look out. Big fella lost his shillelagh on that pass.
We got a ferry boat upside down, the Collector Cup. Raising the bar for all of us.
Hot shot. The ball bounced off his glove and he starts, oh my, wow.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
More. Easy too. Just text ROFO to 43751 and you're in. Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast.
Oriole fans say, "Let's go O's." They cheer until the last out in the last inning. They never give up. That's the Mike Slocum Law Firm. Hi, I'm attorney Mike Slocum. We're proud sponsors of the Baltimore Orioles. We never give up. That's how we've won over $1 billion for our clients. One case at a time, one win at a time. If you're injured in a car crash, call the Mike Slocum Law Firm. 844-MIKE-WINS. After your settlement, you'll be saying, "Oh, yeah."
First pitch to Vinny Pasquantino has popped up right next to the mound. Pete Alonso waves away Tyler Wells and Kobe Mayo. He handles it on the fly. And there's quickly a second out induced by Tyler Wells. Out of the bullpen to pitch in relief of Yennier Cano. Starting to piece together this 7th inning. Now 2 down, nobody on. It's 8-6 Baltimore. Big eruption for the Birds, a 6-run 6th. Orioles have clobbered 2 home runs today. Pitch from Wells. And Perez takes high, ball 1. Pete Alonso with a 2-run home run, and one of the furthest home runs ever hit by an Oriole in this ballpark came off the bat of Kobe Mayo back in the 6th. A 3-run shot. 1-0. Swinging a hot shot in the middle of the diamond, beyond the bag at second. Backhand picked up by Jeremiah Jackson. Throw to first in time. And between Cano and Wells, quickly a 1-2-3 7th inning. That's today's Fast Play of the Game, brought to you by the Maryland Lottery.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, "It ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since."
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998, Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
Well, the inning is where he's out. Yes, sir. He is out. Look at this. Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Baltimore Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. We have had some action early and often in this ball game. Getaway day for the Royals and the Orioles. Birds trying to pick up the series with a victory today. They lead 8-6 moving into the 8th to take us home. Brett Hollander.
Thank you so much, Ben. Alex Lang, who gave up that grand slam in the 12th to Leody Taveras on Monday night. He is out there right now. Remember, both bullpens not with their full stock of arms after two rough and tumble games here. But Alex Lang, the choice right now, with Kansas City down a couple of runs. He's had a rough go this season. This is his 9th game. He's 0-2 in the first pitch to Jeremiah Jackson inside 1-0 with an ERA of over 8 runs per game. Roughed up really in his last 2 outings, surrendering 6 earned runs. 1-0 to Jeremiah Jackson, bottom third of the Baltimore lineup due up, and a cut and a miss at a slider. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Jeremiah Jackson at it again today. More clutch hitting. A 2-run single in the 6th inning. Now hitting .368 this year with runners in scoring position. The 1-1. Swing and a miss back to the cutter. And it's 1-2 to Jackson, who calls time. Jeremiah Jackson now with 19 runs batted in, among baseball's leaders in that department. Amazing. 8-6 Orioles, top of the 8th at Kauffman Stadium. 1-2 to Jeremiah Jackson, the pitch. This time he lays off the slider, and it's in the dirt. 2-2. Colton Cowser is on deck. Cowser and then Mayo, the thumpers today in the Orioles lineup. 2-2 to Jeremiah Jackson. The pitch by Alex Lang, the right-hander. A little low, a very close pitch. Jackson lays off the sinker, and it's 3-2. Orioles have 2 ABS challenges. Kansas City has 1 as we play in the top of the 8th. The 3-2 to Jeremiah Jackson. In the air to center field. Isbell back a few steps. Medium depth. And he makes the catch for out number 1. 1 down, here's Cowser. Cowser, after coming on late last night, and he hit into a very hard ground ball double play to first base. Today, best swing of the year. A double into the right field corner at about 115 miles per hour, and then a base hit and a run scored in his last at-bat. So for Cowser, a multi-hit game lifts his average to 192. Swinging at the first pitch, and he rolls it foul. Gets jammed by a cutter on 1. That was Colton's 2nd extra base hit of the season earlier. He now has 2 doubles, no home runs. Here on April 22nd, the pitch. Colton lays off a changeup down the way. 1-1, that's a good sign. And then in his last at-bat, he hit a changeup for a base hit. Something that he's obviously really struggled with. 1-1 to Cowser. Orioles out hitting Kansas City 10-9. Swing and a miss. That was a slider in on the hands, and it's 1-2 to Colton. Orioles bullpen quiet. It looks like it will be Tyler Wells in the bottom half of this 8th inning. Likely trying to set up Anthony Nunez in the 9th. Here's the 1-2 from Alex Lang to Cowser. He fights this off. Spoiled a good fastball. And it's fouled back right behind home plate, 1-2. Should Nunez come on in a save situation and earn it, he has a chance to earn his first Major League win and save in the same series. Low for a ball. Good take on a changeup. 2-2 to Cowser. One out, bases empty. Top of the 8th in Kansas City, Missouri. The 2-2. Colton takes ball 3. 3-2. After falling behind, he pushes the count full. Here's a 3-2 from Lang to Cowser. Colton lifts this in the air, left center field. Isbell over towards the gap, and he makes the catch, 2 down. Kobe Mayo will bat. He has homered in back-to-back games about 900 feet worth of home runs for young Kobe. Back-to-back days with an Earl Weaver special. RBIs have really jumped in the last few days. He now has 10. He entered yesterday with 4. Swing and a foul tip held on to by the catcher, Carter Jansen. And it's 0-1. Right on right in the pitch. Inside to Mayo. 1 ball and 1 strike. What's kind of amazing about that Orioles 6-run, 6th inning, they sent 9 to the plate. The big power displayed by Mayo, but it was a 1-out walk by Alonso that ignited the rally, and then a whole lot of singles. The 1-1 pitch. Mayo rolls his foul towards the Orioles dugout, 1-2. I mean, they really were singling to death Kansas City pitching until the big blast by Mayo. But it was a lot of finding some grass in the outfield. Nothing hit too hard, but there's something to be said for that. Put the ball in play, give yourself a chance. The Orioles did not strike out in that inning. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Particularly with runners in scoring position. The Orioles came into this series striking out 28% of the time in all plate appearances with a runner in scoring position, and that was by far the worst in baseball. The 2-2 to Mayo. Kobe tries to check his swing. He does not. On the appeal to first base umpire Paul Clemens. So Mayo down on strikes. And Alex Lang has a 1-2-3-8. We'll go to the home half of the 8th inning here in KC. Ball.
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their Devil Ray-shaped spacecraft.
Oh, and it hit Trout right off his right side. He dismisses the athletic training staff, says he's okay.
In between innings.
Wow. Look at the size. It says knuckling.
Tell you what, you know why they're mascots. They swung and missed at that thing about 100 times.
Look out, fellas. A nice job protecting the bullpen.
What a wild turn of events there. It's going to be an out on Nasim Nunez on one of the wilder plays you will see.
Tyler O'Neill came on, got a couple outs in the 7th. He stays on the mound here in the 8th, protecting an 8-6 lead. Wells looked great on Sunday in Cleveland. His best outing of the year. Breezed through 2 innings. 6 up, 6 down. Got his first 2 batters he faced here today in the 7th. And now he's dealing with the red-hot Carter Jensen. Jensen hits us high in the air. Right field. Beavers back. He's at the track in front of the wall. He makes the catch. That guy is a menace. 1 away. I will not miss Carter Jensen or Kyle Isbell. Not personal to them. Maybe it's a little personal.
If they know you, they know.
Michael Massey, a big swing last night, a double and a run scored in the 6th today. Anthony Nunez, the young right-hander, warming up now in the Baltimore pen as Wells delivers a strike on the inner half on 1 with the fastball. It's time for the Johns Hopkins Medicine out-of-town scoreboard. On 1 to Massey. Big Tyler Wells on the mound. And the pitch. Up and away for a ball. 1-1. Yankees and Red Sox. Later today, that's Fried against Suarez. A couple of left-handers. The 1-1. Line drive into right field. Beavers will have to play it on 1 bounce. Some hard contact against Wells in the bottom of the 8th. And the way this series has gone, you just know today's not going to be easy. And the way it's gone for these 2 teams. Kansas City snapped an 8-game skid last night. The Orioles really desperate for a win, coming home, salvaging this road trip with an off day tomorrow. 12 games in 12 days. Boston and Houston coming to Camden Yards on this homestand as time is called with the very dangerous Jack Caglione in the batter's box. Yankees, by the way, pacing the American League East at 14-9. Red Sox at 9-14. Wells comes home. Swing and a miss. Fooled him with that changeup. On 1. Not a great lineup to face without a second left-hander. The Orioles used Grant Wolfram each of the last 2 days, likely unavailable today. Wells gives you a great shot with that changeup. That's low. He went back to the change against the big left-handed slugger, Caglione, and it's 1-1. That's the Johns Hopkins Medicine out-of-town scoreboard, bringing together the best of cardiology and cardiac surgery to provide high-quality patient care. Runner on it, first, 1 out. Wells delivers against Jack Caglione. Roll towards first base. Fielded by Alonso in front of the bag. He goes to second for 1. Relay on to first. Make that 2. A double play. Spectacularly turned by the Orioles. And Wells is out of the 8th. Pete Alonso right in front of the bag at first. Did a 360 spin to get the lead runner. And then Henderson unloaded back to Alonso. And that is a double play. 3-6-3.
He swings away, belts the ball to center. Isbell back. Isbell wants it. It's gone! A grand slam! Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets it in the air, and it is gone. He's always got a little extra hop in his step when he comes to Anaheim. After all the seasons his dad played here. 3-2. Here it is. And he got him looking. 99 at the knees. A dozen Ks for Dylan Cease in 5 innings.
Nico on the dive, gets him, and throws him out. Line drive. Oh, Nico! He stole a hit.
Made another unbelievable Gold Glove, Platinum Glove play.
That's another home run for Dalton Rushing. His 2nd of the game, his 7th of the year. Dalton is crushing the baseball.
Get 0% APR or $3,000 bonus cash on a Tucson or lease for only $239 a month. Proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. Offers end April 30th. Call 202-929-0073 for details.
Yeah, Pete, home run, that great defensive play to start the double play to end the 8th inning. Mason Black, a young right-hander, into this game, and he throws a breaking ball up and away to Henderson to begin the top of the 9th. 1-0 to Henderson, and that play by Alonso. That was today's best play on grass. Looking for an easy upgrade for your lawn this season? Go with Pennington Grass Seed. The 1-0. Gunnar takes a slider, not even close, up and away 2-0. The official partner of the Baltimore Orioles grounds crew, Pennington Grass Seed. The grass is greener. Henderson, Ward, and Beavers do up for Baltimore. Big swing by Gunnar, and he fouls back a sinker at 94, 2-1. Henderson wearing an 0 for 4 today, but he and the Orioles have played great defense. And in a close game here, maybe salvaging the day. The 2-1. Gunnar looks at one outside, 3-1. I mean, really some well-timed double plays. Henderson has made some great plays, charging and back of the bag around second base. The 3-1. Gunnar couldn't get to a cutter that was elevated, 3-2. Anthony Nunez, the rookie right-hander, poised to enter the game in the bottom half of the 9th, trying to earn his first major league save. The 3-2 to Gunnar. Tap foul back of home plate. It remains 3-2. The 9th inning is presented by SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Baltimore Orioles. 8-6 O's, top of the 9th in Kansas City. Rubber game here at Kauffman Stadium. The pitch by Black, and Gunnar takes another mighty hack, and he fouls it back again. And you can see Gunnar's really feeling for it right now at the plate. Mired in a slump. Right now, Henderson, last 9 games, he's 4 for 38. The 3-2. Gunnar hits it very slowly foul towards first base. Picked up by Pasquantino, wide of the bag in foul territory, and we'll do it again. Mason Black making his second appearance of the year, 12th in his major league career. He pitched sparingly in 24 and 25 for the San Francisco Giants. Made 8 big league starts. A 26-year-old right-hander from Scranton, PA. Henderson takes a called strike 3. He will challenge.
Call on the field to strike. The batter's appealing that.
The Orioles have 2. They would have 1 if Henderson's wrong. Big moment in this game, only up 2 runs. And Henderson's wrong. It's strike 3. The Orioles are down to 1 challenge.
Call on the field's concerned. Confirmed. Baltimore has 1 challenge.
Henderson's 0 for 5 today with 3 strikeouts, as Ward bats with 1 out and the base is empty. Black, a 3rd-round pick in 2021 by the Giants out of Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Ward looks at a ball in, 1-0. Not too many big leaguers from Lehigh. A strike down the middle, 1-1. They're a handful, but not many. The best is probably, as the 1-1 is a little low to Ward, 2-1. A right-hander who pitched for the Angels mostly, named Paul Hartzell, actually pitched for the Orioles very briefly in the 80 season. The 2-1, a strike to Ward, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lehigh known more for its academics than its baseball program. 2-2 to Taylor Ward, 1 out, base is empty. The pitch by Mason Black, outside, a slider that missed wide of the plate, 3-2.
Bethlehem Steel, Bethlehem, PA.
I've actually been to that campus.
I've spent a lot of time in the Lehigh Valley.
Yes, you did.
huge music festival there every summer.
Right on right, and the 3-2. Ward takes ball 4. He earns a walk. On base for a third time today. Second walk of the game for Ward, who's just been so consistent this year for the Orioles. And now Beavers will bat against Mason Black. You'd love to add even one more for the rookie, Anthony Nunez. Beavers doubled his last time up. And it's inside for a ball at 94, 1-0. 8-6 Orioles, top of the ninth. This 7-game road trip coming to an end. Beavers takes one in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Jensen. And it's 2-0 to Dylan Beavers. The Orioles have gotten extra base hits today from Cowser, Mayo, and Beavers. Basayo had an important base hit in the 6th. So the young core of this team producing today. The 2-0. Beavers takes high for a ball. 3-0. Pete Alonso, who homered in the first, what feels like a lifetime ago, is on deck. Ward, a lead at first in the pitch. Beavers hits this to the gap in left center field. Lane Thomas on the run. It's over his head, and it will go to the wall. Ward around third base. He's being waved in by Buck Britton. The relay coming from shortstop. Plate to plate, and out is the call. What a relay by the Royals. They nailed Taylor Ward at the plate. That one was over the head of Lane Thomas, and Bobby Witt delivered a strike from short left field. Wow. No review by Baltimore. It remains an 8-6 game. Beavers at second with his second double.
Wow is right, and Ward never broke stride at any moment on contact, leaving first base with that play in front of him.
RBI opportunity here for Alonso. Another extra base hit for the Orioles. Down and away for a ball. And it's 1-0. Ward trying to score from first. Not running on contact. There was only one out, but it was over Thomas's head and went all the way to the wall. Just a perfectly executed relay. The 1-0. Pete, swing and a foul tip. 1-1.
You need accuracy on both of those throws. The outfielder always makes the long throw, but by rule, the most accurate throw has to come from your relay man, and Bobby Witt Jr. threw an absolute seed to the plate.
1-1 to Alonso. The pitch, outside ball, 2-1. We have just praised Buck Britton constantly as the Orioles' third base coach. His decision-making in an instant has been off the chart so far this year. That one, a tough one, and it didn't go his way. Alonso lines his foul out of play off to the right. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It took 2 really good throws. And tip your cap to the Royals because they executed what they had to on the defensive side. I think Buck Britton sends Taylor Ward in that situation 10 out of 10.
You like to put pressure on the defense. That Bobby Witt guy, he might be a ball player one day. Woo. What can't he do? The 2-2. Alonso hits it, a frozen rope off the pitcher Black. He fields it at the base of the mound, underhands it to first, and gets the out. That was stung. And it covered 60 feet 6 inches in a blink of an eye.
The name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started cooking with her, so we decided, to do the business, so we went to figure out what we're going to call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of, our mother. So that's what Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people, and this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Well, to earn a series win, the Orioles turn to the rookie. Anthony Nunez into this game at 24 years of age. He has been outstanding to begin his major league career. This will be his 11th game, a 1.59 ERA. It will be Thomas, Isbell, and then Lofton due up for Kansas City. 8-6 Baltimore. And the pitch by Nunez. Rolled foul off the bat of Lane Thomas. And it's 0-1. The Maryland Energy Administration is circling every save in the scorebook this season to remind Marylanders to save money with clean energy. Learn more at energy.maryland.gov. The right-hander Nunez comes home. The 0-1. Off the plate outside, 1-1. Now Nunez pitched in the wild one on Monday. And he got Kansas City down to their last strike. And it was Bobby Witt he was facing, the 1-1, in there for a strike, 1-2. And the Orioles had a one-run lead. And on a two-strike pitch, Witt hit one gently into left field off the end of the bat. And the game had to play on. The 1-2, foul back behind home plate. It remains 1-2. But Nunez, to his credit, in what was just his 10th major league game, held it together, got the Orioles back in the dugout, and eventually he became the winning pitcher. Earned his first major league win on Monday. The 1-2 in the air, right center field. Beavers is back, so is Taveras. The ballpark will hold it, and Leote makes the catch. Lane Thomas retired, and there's one out in the bottom of the ninth.
Brett, MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week. Plus, live radio for every game. Game Day 3D. Big inning and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe.
Here's Kyle Isbell. Another big day for Isbell. He had a 2-run homers last time up, right on left. He gets jammed here on a heater at 97. He fouls it back on 1.
If Nunez locks up this save, not only is it significant with a win and a save in the same series for the rookie, he'd become the 4th different Oriole to log a save this season.
That is wild. Looking for his first major league save. On 1 to Isbell. And now Basayo wants to talk it over with Nunez.
Orioles do not have Ryan Helsley today. He was placed on what is termed the bereavement list. Family emergency pulls him away from the Orioles. Rico Garcia had a save. Albert Suarez had a 3-inning save. And now Nunez trying to become the 4th different Oriole to log a save.
By the way, Tyler Wells got 5 outs on 10 pitches today. How about that?
Ridiculous.
He was outstanding. The 0-1. Foul back behind home plate. Pretty good cut on a two-seamer. And it's 0-2.
We both talked to manager Craig Albernaz on the outing after Sunday, and he really lauded him for his best outing of the season. He struck out 5 of the 6 Guardians that day, and that was another pound the strike zone outing. 23 pitches, 18 strikes.
The 0-2. Low and in the dirt, a changeup that missed down. 1-2. Yeah, Tyler Wells can be a weapon. As he returns to form in the bullpen, we're seeing it now. Orioles would love to head home happy, feeling much better about things, and they're 2 outs away from that. That bounced him about 57 feet. Came up on Basayo, and it's 2-2. Homestand starts Friday night. Red Sox in for 3, and then an off day Monday, and the Astros, who are struggling, are in for 3 starting Tuesday. A lot of fun things happening at the ballpark. We can't wait to see you. 8-6 Baltimore, bottom of the ninth. It has been Just a back and forth wild series here at Old Kauffman Stadium. The pitch. Fastball up and away, and it's 3-2. Well, you got to pitch to Isbell. You have Lofton due up next. He came on as a defensive replacement for Michael Garcia, who left the game due to injury, and then Bobby Witt looms just 3 spots away. 3-2 to Isbell. The pitch by Nunez. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with the changeup. 2 down in the 9th. And now it will be Lofton, not Michael Garcia, who has also been a pest against the Orioles this series. Batting right on right against Anthony Nunez, the rookie. Here's the pitch. Sweeper stays high, and it's 1-0.
Calls the ball. Pitch. The catcher's challenging that call.
This would be the last Orioles challenge, but can't take them with you either. So Basayo's challenging it. And Basayo is wrong. It is high for a ball. The Orioles are out of challenges.
Calls confirmed. Baltimore has no challenges made.
So it's 1-0 to the batter. Nunez works from the stretch with the bases empty. The 1-0. Ground ball, wide of the bag at third, foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lofton. With Witt on deck, he is the theoretical tying run. O's up by 2, 8-6. Last game of this road trip and the last game of 12 consecutive days with the game for the Orioles. The 1-1. Outside for a ball, a sweeper that missed, and it's 2-1. Two and 1 to Nick Lofton, a right-handed batter. Nunez comes home. In there for strike 2. Went with the sweeper, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nunez 1 strike away from his first major league save. The 24-year-old right-hander, ready to fire on 2-2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball hit to third base. Mayo has it. He gathers himself, fires low to first base, and it can't be dug out by Alonso. It's an E5, and the game continues. That's one where Mayo, who's looked so good recently at third base, it's when he has too much time, a throwing error, and this game continues to Bobby Witt Jr., and everyone at the K comes to their feet. Unbelievable. And the way it's gone, of course. Alonso just couldn't dig it out. It's right on right. The pitch by Nunez. Down and away. A sweeper that missed, and it's 1-0. Vinny Pasquantino, who's homered and doubled, looms on deck as the winning run. 1-0. A strike on the outer half. They appeal to first, but it is a called strike, according to Adrian Johnson, and it's 1-1. Well, Nunez will have to earn his first major league save. He has to go through one of the game's best in Bobby Witt Jr. The 1-1. Down and away for a ball. 2-1. High drama in Kansas City on the day they announced plans for a brand new ballpark in downtown KC. They're trying to make another memory here at Kauffman Stadium. The 2-1 popped up right side, foul territory. Beavers runs over, but it's several rows back and out of play. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, Nunez at the doorstep. He had Witt on Monday down 2 strikes. And he very gently hit a single into left off the end of the bat. Can Nunez put him away this time? Lofton on at first, being held by Alonso. The 2-2. Foul back behind home plate to stay alive. He spoiled a sweeper. Orioles dugout, everyone leaning over the railing. They want a celebration here again. And everyone here at the K standing. The 2-2 by Nunez. Witt offers at it, and that's your ball game. Strike 3, and the Orioles win. Nunez gets it done. He earns his first Major League save by striking out Bobby Witt Jr. And in the same series, Nunez earns his first Major League win. He gets his first Major League save, and the Orioles win it on getaway day, 8-6 over Kansas City. What a ball game, what a series. The Orioles are up for 6 runs in the 6th, and they win this rubber game, and they salvage this road trip. And now they can head home happy. Nunez strikes out Witt, who tried to check his swing. He could not hold up. Adrian Johnson, the home plate umpire, calls him out. And that's it. Orioles win it 8-6. The totals from this wild one on a Wednesday afternoon when we come back on the Orioles Radio Network.
Gambling can be a